Just quickly, just to finalize a thought from before, you both know this group, No Labels, kind of a centrist group looking for solutions out there. They claim about 500,000 members. Anyway, they've floated this idea that since we haven't had an agreed upon budget for 3 years, which seems sort of bizarre to a lot of people, I would think, that you all shouldn't get paid until you can pass a budget all the way through the president signs the stinking thing and we're done.
Well,
is that a fair idea?
I have the bill. It's the Do Your Job Act that says that if in fact Congress does not enact a budget, that we don't get paid, or the staff doesn't get paid either. And I think that's very, very important. I've met with the No Labels people in meetings in Washington, and we're trying to find some bipartisan solutions to these issues. But as far as the budget is concerned, you've got the last 2 years, when we've had control of the House of Representatives, we have actually passed a budget. And the Democrats with Nancy Pelosi, the last year of the last Congress, did not attempt to pass it. This Democrat-controlled Senate has not passed a budget in 3 years, even though the law says you have to do it. They've totally ignored the law because there's really no consequences as far as the law is concerned. But it's outrageous. We are $16 trillion in debt, and they won't even bother to pass a budget.
Congressman Mosley, what do you think about that line of thinking that you all should get paid if we don't have?
I signed on to it, so I guess I must think it's the one.
See, we found something you both agree on. How about that? But seriously, how can you help people understand how this is even possible to not have a budget? I mean, isn't that crazy?
We talked about what happened 2 years ago or 3 years ago, and today is today. Why don't we get something done today? And as far as again, we're beating it to death. We have for days now. No farm bill, no tax credit for the wind, and so on. We ought to be there working together. And we had a little discussion a little while ago about the version of Simpson-Bowles. It's probably not perfect, but at least bipartisanly, the vote was taken, and we all could have participated and had some kind of a template to start with and to try to move us forward. And it's frustrating because I'm ready to do that.
You both want to talk about today and moving forward, but I want to take you, Congressman Boswell, back to 1998, and you pledged that you would serve only 3 terms.
Yeah.
Those 3 terms came, and now there have been several more terms. Why did you make that pledge?
I'm glad to answer that, John. It was the same as Tom didn't serve the 12 terms, or whatever, 12 years, I guess it was, not 12 terms. 12 terms would be a long time. But anyway, my point of it is, you learn something, and I went there and found out that the small states, if we short time, the big state's going to chair and do everything. And I didn't think that was a good idea, so I talked it over. And I remember something my grandfather said one time, "There's a thinking person allowed to change your mind if you got no reason to think about it." So I was open about it. I said, "These are the reasons that I'm not going to do that, because it would not make sense for my state."
You didn't know that when you were running in 1998?
Well, I didn't know that. I didn't realize the impact of these large states and how they can just jam committees and so on, and then of course they support each other. Then then Tom or I or somebody from a small state don't get a chance to be a chair.
Well, I've never signed a term limits pledge, and that's the difference. Congressman Boswell signed his name to a pledge. I never have.
We'll bring you the quote. We'll provide you the factoid.
I've never signed a term limits pledge, and so I'm not breaking my word. But the rationale is actually somewhat correct in that we have to be concerned, I think, from a state the size of Iowa as far as our influence. Right.
We're getting down to just a couple more segments, so we have to take another break, but we will be back. Don't go away.